we are again, ladies and gentlemen, back in action with the 1987 Supermod. I'm Brad Drake. This is my AWA save, and this is part 2 of our television tapings. And these tapings are going to air the 4th week of February here in 1988. So, being featured on these television shows will be Madusa, Miceli, the Fabulous Ones, Colonel DeBeers, Steve Regal, Bobby Duncum, Ray Stevens, Dick Slater, and in our main event, Bockwinkel and Hall will face HENNIG and ZBYSZKO. Over on All-Star Wrestling, the Terrorist will be featured along with the Top Guns, Cactus Jack, Wahoo McDaniel, Sheik, Adnan al-Kaissey, Tom Zenk, the Russians, and Manny Hernandez versus Sergeant Slaughter will be our main event. So with that said, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to booking. Right, Austin versus Miceli in our opener here against, of course, it's going to be a 3-minute bout. And Ondy Austin is a character, that is a wrestler that I created in the game. She was a product, if I'm correct, of Sam DeCero in Windy City Pro Wrestling. And she not only wrestled for Windy City, where she was the women's champion a couple times, but she also wrestled for the AWA, and she actually defended the Windy City women's title on AWA television. So I went ahead and added her to the game when we created Windy City, and here she is now in the AWA doing some enhancement work for us. So, of course, Madusa Miceli is going to go over on that one. And next, we have Medina and Williams against the television debut of the Fabulous Ones. We're going to go ahead and mute that again. Drives me nuts. And we have Medina and Williams versus the Fabulous Ones here. And I am very excited to have the Fabs here in the AWA. They were last in the AWA in 1986. They did an appearance and probably through the deal with the CWA. And they're back in action now. And I think they're going to factor in heavily. We just have to get Steve Kern's contract thing figured out, because right now All-Star Wrestling is hindering him. So he may leave All-Star Wrestling very soon here. All right, here we go. And we're going to put Steve Kern over. And the Fabs are going to get the victory here. It's a nice squash match, a nice television debut for the Fabulous Ones. Next, Wolfman Jr., David Price, is going to face the red-hot Colonel DeBeers. There's David Price. And there is the Colonel. Of course, Colonel DeBeers is going to go over here. I'm telling you, he is red hot, and his feud with Ron Simmons is about as hot as it can get. Steve Regal continues his winning ways here as he battles the one and only Houdini. I just can never get over Houdini's look. Look at that guy. How is he not a star? It's another enhancement talent that I created and added into the game after watching him do enhancement for somebody in some match. I had to put him in the game. Steve Regal gets the win here. And moving right along, Mike Starr versus Bobby Duncum. I believe Bobby Duncum is nursing an injury here, but it'll give us a ding on the match. But it's important to get Duncum some TV time. There's Mike Starr, and there is Bobby Duncum. And of course, we continue our trend here as much as we can to put lightweights in there against heavyweights to make the heavyweights look even bigger and more dangerous. And of course, we do that with heels. We don't do that with the faces, but we do that with heels. All right, Larry Zbyszko is going to cut a promo here. And his promos, of course, have been gold as of late. We kind of learned how to do it. So there's Larry Zbyszko. He's going to be based on entertainment. And he's going to be with Larry Nelson. Not with himself, but Larry Nelson. And of course, he's going to be cutting the promo on Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens, hyping up their big match for Super Sunday. And of course, the tours beforehand. So there it is. That one's booked up. We're going to give him 5 minutes. And next, we have Jeff Curtis versus Ray Stevens. This one's going to be a 3-minute bout. There's Jeff Curtis. And here is Ray Stevens. Ray Stevens is getting the win. Very nice. Good TV win before the big show. All right, Nick Bockwinkel is cutting a promo here. And we're going to try Bockwinkel on entertainment also. Even though I think we ran the last time off a microphone and were successful. But let's give it a shot. Let's see what he can do. And here is Larry Nelson. And of course, he's cutting his promo on Mr. Saito, who's suddenly not listed. I don't know why. There's Larry Zbyszko. And why can't we put Mr. Saito in there? Mr. Saito is not listed for an unknown reason. So we'll keep it there. We know he's here. We just used him for the last show. It's the exact same day. There shouldn't be any reason that Mr. Saito isn't here. Fair enough. Another weird TEW thing. All right, Bockwinkel's going to be based on overtime, entertainment, not overtime, but entertainment. We're giving him 6 minutes for his promo since we have the time. And next, we have Steve Butler versus Dick Slater. And there's Steve Butler. And here is Dick Slater. Look at that white-hot momentum for Slater. All right, that one's booked up. And last, we're going to have a promo from Curt Hennig here. And remember, this is the Saturday night. Super Sunday is on a Sunday. The following Sunday, the next day. So this is important. This is the last thing they're going to see before the Super card. They, of course, being the fans. So there we go. Curt Hennig is plugged in based on entertainment. We found some success with that the last time. And there's Larry Nelson. And of course, he's going to be speaking badly of Scott Hall, who is off screen. All right, that one's booked. And our main event, of course, is Bockwinkel and Hall versus Hennig and Zbyszko. This is a huge main event here, right before the big event. We'll plug everybody in. There's Nick Bockwinkel. There is Scott Hall. And there's Curt Hennig. There is Larry Zbyszko. Now, booking 101. We want the fans to think that Scott Hall has the chance to win the title on Sunday against Curt Hennig, right? Obviously, this is a tag match. The title is not on the line, but we want the fans to believe So what is the smartest thing we can do here? Is we can have Scott Hall get the win over Curt Hennig on television in the tag match. And how are we going to do this? We're going to have a botched interference. And we can use Larry Zbyszko for the botched interference. So he's going to accidentally hit Curt Hennig instead of Scott Hall. So there we go. This is booking 101 here. And this is exactly a smart thing to do on your television show, your main television show right before your big supercard. We're going to book it out. Okay, we're at 65. We're maxed out. Let's go ahead and start the show. And I have high hopes for this one. Red Text of Doom. Ondy Austin scores a 30. Not bad at all. All right, 26 for the opener. 64. Very nice. A little bit of red there, but it's got nothing to do with the Fabs. The Fabs, of course, are looking good here. Very nice debut on television for them. Colonel DeBeers whoops that ass with the pancake pile driver. I'd expect nothing less. Steve Regal submits the mighty Houdini here with that wicked leg lock he's been using. Bobby Duncum gets the win with the running big boot, 58 overall. He's got that injury. What are you going to do? There we go. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is what I'm talking about. 86 on the promo. Huge, big score. Excellent. 56 for Ray Stevens in his squash match. And of course, he does get the bonus for well-executed squash. Very nice. Oh, there we go, everybody. Here we go. This is my first 100, I believe. And I can't copy it. No, I'm copying it. I'm copying it right here, right now, because we're going to share this. We are going to share this with the friends in our TEW group ahead of time. This is a monumental thing. There we go. There we go. 100. Read them. Read it. Awesome. Yes. Moving right along, Dick Slater gets a 68. Putting down Steve Butler with that leaping pile driver. Excellent. On to our next segment. Look at this. Yes. Oh, Curt Hennig gets a 94 in his promo. Man, folks, I think we got this one figured out. Huge, huge score here. Very nice, and we're following up with a major main event here, and our main event gets an 86. I don't quite know how with a 92, 87, 92, 93, but we end up with an 86. Scott Hall pins Curt Hennig, and everybody's got to be thinking here, we're looking at getting the new World Heavyweight Champion. Huge show for us. This might be our highest television score ever. That's an 84. We get popularity across 22 regions. Big score. I am excited, everybody. Whew. Huge one. Very nice. All right, I got to calm down here. We got to get back. We got to focus on All-Star Wrestling here now. Man, were those some big scores. Awesome. Awesome television. We got it figured out. All right, Zarna is going to open up here against the Terrorist. That's right, the Terrorist is going to actually get a win. And for those of you that may be new to the channel and wondering who the Terrorist is, this is not the original Terrorist. This is now Stormy Granzig as the Terrorist. The original Terrorist, Jack Victory, we had to let him go a few months ago because he just wasn't around enough for us. All right, the Terrorist gets the win in the opener. And we're followed up by the tag match here of Jones and Powers versus the Top Guns. Here we go, WT Jones and it's Mike Powers. They, of course, are facing the Top Guns. Very nice. And we're going to have Ricky Rice get the win for his team. There we go. Chuck Greenlee is going to face Cactus Jack, who is now managed by Don Carson. It's going to be a 3-minute bout here. Chuck Greenlee's got that comb over going. Not a good look. Cactus Jack's going to whoop that ass. Not really. Cactus Jack was as light as a feather and was probably a perfect gentleman and a nice guy to Chuck Greenlee. All right, Sam Villo. Now Sam Villo's going to get his ass kicked by McDaniel. McDaniel was a little stiff. At this point in his career, McDaniel's pretty much got that chop. There's Sam Villo. Here is Wahoo. Wahoo gets the win. Nice enhancement bout. Moving right along, Jesse Hernandez versus Sheik Adnan al-Kaissey. I just finished his book. It was good. If you hear anything in the background, folks, I apologize. They are cutting the grass around my building here. So I apologize for any interference. There's Hernandez. There is Sheik Adnan al-Kaissey. Al-Kaissey had a very interesting life and a really long wrestling career. His book came out in 2005, and he was 65 already at that point, and he was still working matches into his 60s. He had a devastating knee injury, though, that kept him from wrestling the style that he had wrestled and wrestling full-time. That's why even in our save here, when we use him in six-mans, that kind of stuff. So, all right, Nick Bockwinkel's got another promo here. We're giving him 6 minutes again. I want to see if he can do it again. And see if we can't get another 100 out of him. Highly doubtful, but you never know. There's Eric Bischoff, and of course he's going to be talking about Larry Zbyszko. And Mr. Saito is still missing here. I don't get it. And we're going to rate him on entertainment again. Perfect. Koorijian is going to face Tom Zenk, the man that everybody wants to put over. There's David Koorijian. There's Tommy Zenk. He's going to be doing some tagging here in the future with Jerry Blackwell. There's Zenk. This one's booked out. Next, we have a Sergeant Slaughter promo that's going to go 6 minutes. And we're going to go for the same formula here. We're going to use him on entertainment. There's Sergeant Slaughter. There's Eric Bischoff, unrated. And of course, Slaughter is talking about the Iron Sheik, who is off screen. And I got to make sure to get him rated on entertainment. So that one is booked. And we have Dose and Patrick versus the Russians in the semi-main. Just never shows up. Very strange. Our 2 versus 2 enhancement never shows up, and Mr. Saito has magically vanished. So Paul Dose here. Not Uno, but Dose. And Ben Patrick, the twin of the little man, little person from Game of Thrones. And they're facing these nasty Russians. These guys are nasty. Zhukov and Soldat Ustinov were 2 big dudes. And of course, the Russians are going over here. Boris Zhukov's going to get the win for his team right here on television. So that one is also booked, and we have Hernandez versus Slaughter. They're going to go 18 minutes. This should be a good match. Here's Sergeant Slaughter. And Slaughter is going to win by DQ. And that's because Iron Sheik is coming in and attacking his ass. Again, this is just before the big show, so this is what we got to do. All right, we got 5 more minutes here, and we're going to end this with an angle. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but it's worth a shot. So there's Sergeant Slaughter. There's the Iron Sheik. And we're going to go with Iron Sheik bloodies Sergeant Slaughter after the match. And we're going to rate Sergeant Slaughter on entertainment, and we're going to rate Sheiky on entertainment. We'll see what happens, right? It's worth a shot. All right, 65. We're booked out all the way. Let's go ahead and start the show and see how we do. Red text the doom for the terrorists. I'm so shocked. But he wins with that bear hug. The Top Guns get the win. No longer some red text to doom. And you can see that they're continuing to improve here. Next, we have Cactus Jack over Chuck Greenlee with that double arm DDT. It's exactly what we like to see out of Cactus. Next, Wahoo McDaniel wins with that tomahawk chop over Sam Villo. And we do get a well-executed squash. Very well. Very good. And moving again, Sheik Adnan al-Kaissey wins with that Indian Deathlock. And the reason he used that Indian Deathlock, and I learned about it in his book, I knew it before, but I learned even more. Adnan al-Kaissey, when he broke in Texas in the 60s, he was known as Billy White Wolf. And he used that gimmick all over the country, Hawaii, Japan, all over. And his finisher was the Indian Deathlock. So he actually retained that finisher even when he started wrestling as Sheik Adnan al-Kaissey. He may have called it something different, but I'm not certain. So he gets a nice score here. Well-executed squash. This is good. Here we go again. Here we go again, everybody. Bockwinkel nails it again with that 100. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. And we are going to document it again here. And this is just huge. Huge, huge, huge. I'm pumped. After getting used and abused for so long by TEW, I think we finally got this figured out. All right. Another 100. I didn't think we'd see that again. Tommy Zenk wins with that super kick, 64 overall. He scored a 76. Nice match. And there it is, well-executed squash. All right, Slaughter only gets a 79, which is a little surprising considering how high his numbers are, but it's okay. I'll deal with it. I'm in a good mood right now. All right, the Russians get a 52, overdosing the little person. And our main event only gets a 79. It's a little bit disappointing. But Slaughter gets the win by DQ. Let's hope that the next one worked out for us. It only gets a 72. This could hurt us, everybody. We could be in some trouble here. And we only increase in 4 regions. That's okay. We scored another 100 promo. Terrific. This has been exciting TV tapings. All right. So, All-Star Wrestling is now filmed, which brings us to our next show, which is going to be tomorrow, Thursday, in the game. We're going to stop off and do a spot show in Litchfield, Minnesota. And we are going to have Dick Slater and Sergeant Slaughter in the main event. And, of course, we're going to have Tom Zenk and Jerry Blackwell tag for the first time. All right, we're back to the main screen here. And look at this. Chris Adams is talking shit. Imagine that. Let's take a look at our incoming. Cactus Jack is tired, yada, yada, yada. Of course, we know Madusa is going to be a big star, Greg. Randy Rose is tired. And this is why. Saito got injured. That's why he disappeared. I forgot that he had gotten injured. And let's see how long he's going to be gone for now. 5 days. All right, so we'll still have him for Super Sunday. All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, give us a like, share this video with your friends. Join us in conversation about the Supermod, facebook.com/groups/1987Supermod. Last but not least, if you would like version 7 of the Supermod, go to braddrake.net, drop me a line, and I will send you a link to the database and picture pack. So long for now, everybody.